Hello, Courtney Dillon at CourtneyDillon.com. We might have to do this in 2 parts because it sounds like you said that John McAfee, I know nothing about him, has a lot to say. So, hi, and hello, Erik. I love you.
He says, hi, Mom. He brought John, this is earlier today, but they've been with me for a little while now. Been cracking jokes. Sorry, I've been laughing before we got on. But John says he's going to try not to drop F-bombs because he has a
Erik does it too. Who cares?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Erik's saying he
doesn't
doesn't want you to have to edit it out. But
no, I'd never do that. Are you kidding me?
okay.
Oh, the more F-bombs, the merrier. That way I know it's you, Erik, for one thing. All right, so can we start with questions? We've got a bunch from peeps.
Yeah, he said, fire away.
All right, awesome.
Thank you for having me. Fire away.
Thank you so much. First of all, can you tell us a little bit about your childhood in this lifetime as John? And like, tell us about your childhood environment, etc.
He just goes like this, like, you really want to hear about that?
Yeah, says, if it helps us understand you and from a spiritual standpoint, especially, yes.
My father was a raging alcoholic.
Okay.
My mother, he shows me that he's often, he's often taking like the brunt of the beatings. So to protect his mom.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it looks really like he says he shows me broken bones. He shows me just being beat up a lot. And
was there some lesson for somebody, the father, the mother, you, to learn? I mean, was it a spiritual contract of some sort? Go ahead and answer it. I'm going to put Bella in her little thing because she's barking so much, it's driving me nuts.
Okay.
Go ahead.
He says that his lesson, well, he's still working on figuring out all these lessons. He's not 100% figured everything out just because he's crossed over. He's been very concerned about his wife. And so he's just even recently like transitioned to the light, he shows me. So he's not done his life review, but he can say he does understand that they all had things to work out, and they all had, he's showing me contracts. So there were all contracts to come together, but that he had some lifetimes with his father, and they were coming together to work something out. He says also he has a understanding that it was meant to kind of allow at some point for him to open his heart and have greater compassion. He says he's not sure if that happened.
Okay, well, we're works in progress. That's fine. You programmed the famous McAfee antivirus software. Why were you considering it the worst software on the market?
Quite simply, it was and is. He's what I can describe about him. I'm going to just say something is he's definitely genius. I mean, he's a genius. He's genius level, just his intelligence, his quick wit. I mean, he's kind of funny. Erik, they're just like jokesters kind of together, but he's trouble. He says to me, he's trouble, but 2 peas in a pod. God. Yeah. He says he likes to drink more than Erik does though. So he shows me that this software, when it was developed, was revolutionary and important, but it quickly becomes outdated. It's like it's just antiquated. He's showing me an antique shop, and it belongs in an antique shop, and it was fine, but he didn't feel like he wanted to be known for that. Oh, I mean, he made his money that way, but he didn't, that's not what he wanted to be, like his stamp on the world. Okay, well, I want to ask you what you want your stamp to be on the world, but first I will say, is it because the viruses change and new ones come up all the time? Is that why? He says it's because of ever-changing viruses. And also he's showing me, he's just going to go there today, the dark web and a lot of cyber warfare happening. So there's all this cyber warfare that he has a lot of knowledge about, very privy to this knowledge. And he was actually very targeted and attacked. Like I'm feeling that he was under constant barrage and attack in the cyber realm as well. So it's just this daily occurrence, this daily grind. And he shows me that it's so antiquated because it's like there's new viruses every 30 seconds.
And the dark side, basically, they want these viruses to wreak havoc on humanity. So that's probably why you were attacked. So I'll ask you about your stand.
He's saying he wants to say something. He says cyber attack is just as big of a threat to humanity as like how some people, and we see COVID even.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And to understand the level of threat here. Yeah.
Are there any better? Is there another better software on the market? Someone asks. You don't have to name it. Just say.
He shows me. Yeah, there's a number of. It's like that software doesn't even do its job anymore. You don't. It's kind of done. I don't even think people are necessarily using it. He's showing me. It's kind of like.
Well, I know it's Norton's, I think too, right? Norton's, McAfee.
Yeah. He's showing me all of those softwares are fine, but they don't. There's a level of threat that's present in like right now that is not this. It's almost like the software can't detect it or pick it up. Okay. So it's like there's a way in which some of these people on the dark web, they create these viruses which actually get around software.
Okay, well, I'm going to ask you about your stamp later on because I see I have some questions that kind of segues from where we are right now. One person asked, do any of the virus protection companies create Trojans, et cetera, that attack our computers and make it so that we need to buy computer protection programs in the first place? I mean, are any of them guilty of this?
He doesn't see that as like the big problem going on right now.
Okay. Does your career as a programmer, your career as a programmer, did you use any of your intellect to aid any government programs or government officials that were hidden from the general public?
So he has a big smile on his face.
Can't say then, huh?
But he says, read between the lines.
I'm going to take that as a yes, but you're protecting us, basically. Okay, that's fine. You were a strong.
He was high levels. This is what he will say. I have high levels of knowledge of where the money comes from and where the money goes.
How do you have that? That you were told, or you found out by hacking, or?
A little of this, a little of that.
Okay. Wow. All right. You are a strong advocate of privacy in a world where all people's information are exposed through social media, computer networks, cell phones, etc. Have you ever exchanged thoughts with the whistleblower Edward Snowden about this issue?
It does not look like he worked directly with Snowden. No.
Okay.
However, he shows me pioneer of truth.
Oh. Okay. So
great respect. He was also trying. He said, I was also trying to get to speak truth.
Yeah.
And that's why he was just targeted in all these different ways. It was not just cyber. He was threatened. His life was threatened. His wife's life. He's very concerned about his wife. He is scared for her. And that's part of the reason he wouldn't, for a while, he was having a trouble transitioning.
Yeah. Is she okay? I mean, why would they go after her?
Because she knows things I told her.
Oh God.
And she's speaking out right now.
Well, maybe the more she speaks out, sunlight is the best disinfectant. And once you have then, sometimes that's the best way to protect yourself, to out everything.
Yeah. He's saying she's no wallflower.
Good.
She's a strong woman. And I just want to make sure she's protected. So
Okay.
he's worried. He's somewhat worried about her.
Can Erik, let's question for you. Can the divine beings, her guardian angel, her guides, etc., protect her?
I am getting that they will work on it. They are working on it.
Okay.
Not will, are doing it. But, I think he had the circumstances of his suicide, he calls it, he goes like this, are such that I am fear for my wife and my family.
Wow.
So,
okay, well, about Edward Snowden, one more. Are you still holding the perspective? Apparently, you thought that Edward Snowden was not totally authentic. Did you really have that? And now you've changed your mind?
I can see now that he says I wasn't right about everything.
What?
He's laughing and he has a big smile. He says, I have a lot of opinions. I'm not saying Edward Snowden is right about everything, but he is trying, and he's trying to get the truth out.
Good.
So he respects him.
Good. In the last decade, or maybe longer, you were always surrounded by bodyguards, here we go, and always going around heavily armed. What were you afraid of? What were you holding some top secrets? And when did your life change? What happened?
So he's showing me a few images. One, I'm seeing some memory sticks, like that you would use in a computer. Like memory drives.
Right.
And he's going to be careful not to endanger us. So he wants to, or the audience.
Good.
Because it's important that he says he respects what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
But he's showing me these memory sticks, and it's not just that he's a computer programmer. He shows me top level knowledge of the ins and outs of the US government. And he's showing me also some foreign governments. So he does have a lot of, it's not like he's a spy. He's not saying that, but he's showing me that he has just tremendous amount of knowledge.
How did he get that knowledge? Was it this and that, as you said? Were you given some of it?
Given, and also he's showing me sitting late on his computer.
Hacking? Okay. Oh.
And also he has high level friends.
Oh.
So it feels like he knows. He says, I can hear Erik's playing. I have friends in high or low places, but he's making a joke. Yeah. I'm like, okay, turn off the music. I gotta focus here. That's how they are, though. They're just like, he says he's a wild card. So he has friends in high places, and he knows spies. He knows different people that you wouldn't think would talk, who told him lots of information. So, that is the big reason he ran for president. And that is the big reason if you look back on his life, it's not perfect by any means. You can judge. I know, he says. There's a lot to judge.
Oh,
he's laughing.
Everybody, don't worry.
But he was also trying to speak truth. That's what he was doing. He was trying to get
us into trouble. That's what I get in trouble for a lot.
Yeah.
All of us.
He's like, are you sure you want to say this? The US government views me as a wild card. Okay. They were afraid of him.
Yeah.
Yes, there were other, there's a shadow side. He shows me there are marks on his character. Yeah. There are things that are true. He's acknowledging that they were going after him about. And there's he's showing me like the surface, and there's underneath the surface is the truth that they saw him as a wild card, and they said he's saying needed to get rid of me.
Well,
And he
that-
knew this day would come. He knew this day would come.
This is perfect. That in because this next question, you must have read these questions already in order.
He's smiling.
In 2019, when you were on the run from the US for tax evasion, you posted a tweet saying, "If I suicided myself, I didn't. I was whacked." Let me go on. Last year in October 2020, you were arrested in Spain for tax evasion as requested by the US Department of Justice. On June 23rd, 2021, right after Spain authorized your extradition to face charges in the US, you committed suicide. Would it be safe to share here was it suicide or were you killed? And if it was suicide,
He's
why?
rolling his eyes right now. If anyone thinks that I committed suicide, it is untrue.
All right. Who murdered you? Was it a man, a woman, a group?
A government.
Okay, government. We
You-
won't say. We won't say.
You can guess which one.
Okay. Wow, that's not good.
He's
Okay.
even showing me, he wants to say a few things about this because he has some strong opinions. He's even showing me the suicide note. His wife has mentioned this or something, that it's not even in his handwriting.
Oh,
It's
my
not
God.
even and
Amateur.
it just, right. I mean, at least, it's not, it does not sound like me. It's because it's not me.
Hmm.
And
How did they
I
kill
didn't
you?
care.
Dinner.
Also, he just wants to set the record straight. I did not give two F's, he's saying,
Yeah.
that I had lost my money.
Yeah.
I didn't give a SHI,
Right.
Right. He is like, okay, this is gonna be posted. I
Say the
can't.
words. It's okay. Unless.
All right.
For you.
No, I'm not offended. I don't care, but I was just tone it down just a little bit. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
But so he just wants to set the record straight. It had nothing to do with that he didn't have any money. Because you know what? Money makes you a prisoner, and I was free.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Mhm.
Okay, so you said that secrets about the government will be released if you were killed. Is it true that you are holding secrets? Are they going to be released? Do they have anything to do with the deep state? In other words, elaborate.
Yes, he's showing me the list of questions. Yes, 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 yes. But it feels like he is concerned. He has, okay, so he's showing me the little, what is it called? Memory drive.
Right.
And other people have copies. So other
Ooh.
people have copies in their possession, and he's showing me lock boxes. So there's lock boxes and actually some in the United States, but there's also some in foreign in foreign lands.
Yeah.
And he's showing me foreign lock boxes in banks and also a vault, a safe. So there's 5 people who have information. However, he has great concern. He had like a contingency plan if he killed himself. He told them because he knew this was going to happen.
Oh,
that to be really careful to not release anything until he was sure that his wife was completely protected, because he's concerned that some of this gets out. His wife is in danger. And he will not let that happen under any circumstances, because he really loves her and cares about her.
So
she helped him turn his life around.
Oh, well, that's awesome. Well, this goes on to answer the next question. Did you really have a dead man switch? And if so, when will it be released? This is this contingency plan, correct?
Mm-hmm. So he can't confirm that things will be released right now because it's very risky.
Yeah. We have to. Who decides when the wife is safe? Who's going to be the one?
That's the problem he's running into. He's saying.
Okay.
Because he cares about her.
Yeah.
And loves her, and she's smart. She's a smart woman, and she loves him and cares for him. And he's saying sometimes people thought they were an odd match because there's big differences in age and different things. But they really work well together, and that's the most important thing right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Because she's really devastated.
Oh God. All right. In 2016 and 2020, you ran for president of the U.S. In the USA.
I did.
Libertarian Party. What was your spiritual contract as a politician, if you had one?
He's saying I do not have a spiritual contract as a politician. He laughs when he says that.
Okay.
Because he's laughing at the idea of having a spiritual contract as a politician in this day and age, which he just finds that funny. Okay. He says that my spiritual contract is to tell the truth, even when it's uncomfortable.
So is that why you wanted to go into politics? Because it was
Yes.
a platform. Okay, interesting.
He kind of wanted to like upend the systems. He was
Yeah.
trying to go about upending
Because
these
you
systems.
knew.
Oh, I
the
know.
system. That's why.
Mhm.
All right.
He
So
said, I know way too much.
How do
But
you feel?
he's saying though that the word is getting out.
Good. I hope so.
It really is.
How do you feel about your life from your new state of awareness and your impact on the world?
He's laughing. He said, well, I'm not Buddha yet.
Yeah.
He hasn't gone through his life review yet.
All right. So he has
So
to wait. Maybe
he has to wait. He says, I am aware of some of my faults, like from he has a more clear perspective.
Yeah.
I am aware that I did both the right thing and the wrong thing sometimes.
Well, that's like everyone.
I'm aware that I probably should have quit drinking.
Okay. What was the best part of your life here on Earth in this lifetime?
His years with his wife.
I knew you were going to say that.
Okay, he really loves her.
Oh, how do you see the near future of America?
He says there's some possibility of grim prospects. And he's hoping it's not, he's hoping it's otherwise. He was trying to warn people. He wants to explain this. I was trying to warn people about, he's showing me a cell phone and being traced and tracked.
Yeah.
I was trying to warn people about tech giants. I was trying to warn people about monopolies. Follow the money. He's telling everybody, follow the money, and you will understand what is happening right now.
Yeah.
And he's showing me, yes, an image of a ship headed into, choppy water, right? Which is, I guess the ship is the United States. Yes. But we can turn this around.
We need to do everything we can to take big tech and the media too down a notch or 2 or 3 or 4.
And he's saying it's just everyday people. He's like, look at you, look at me. He's talking to me. You two just are everyday people who are taking the bull by the horns. Okay.
Yeah, we can all do it. We all have power.
Yeah, we all have power. We just have to remember it.
Yeah. Okay, do you have any message about how we might take some sort of action against the deep state? I don't know. It's been around for so long.
It's the bottom is falling out as we speak. It won't look like that from your vantage point, he's saying. But from where I stand right now, and he's laughing because he's saying stand and he doesn't have a body, so he finds that a little funny. For where I stand right now, I can see it unraveling. Yeah. It's just like almost like we're sort of in it, so we can't see it clearly yet. Look for signs. Okay. He shows me this image of like flowers sprouting. Look for signs. God, I hope so. Age of Aquarius. That's when it's supposed to happen. Well, yes. And says he didn't really understand anything about the age of Aquarius, and he didn't think much about that kind of thing.
but he does now know, he's like, you think about it a lot. He's making fun of me. They just like to poke fun.
That's
Two of
it.
them. Yeah, it's fine.
Leave Courtney alone.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I was laughing. But he says that it's like an iron fist gripping before this new way of being comes in. It's like that final push. Does that make sense?
That's throes of the
Yeah. That's
former
exactly what it
dog.
is. Yeah, exactly. And so we're sort of in that phase. Not sort of, we are in that phase. And so that's why it feels really murky and intense and like kind of like
not the calm before the storm before the calm. That's what it is.
Yeah. Erik and John they show me we're both wearing Ghostbuster suits, like from that movie.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Right. And he shows both of them, I think it's hysterical. And it feels right now that everybody's been slimed. That's how we all feel.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's like murky, it's dense, right?
Yeah.
But we don't they thought that was funny. But we don't have to stay in that.
We need pressure washers.
Exactly. Yeah. Squirt it off. Just
Yeah.
wash off, keep going.
Yeah.